Damn. What's good, Longhorn fans? Welcome to Texas Sports Unfiltered, the post-game show. I am Zay Collier, joined by the great R Rodney Rodriguez. The Horns going to the Cotton Bowl and a very, very, very stressful-ass game against the Arizona State Sun Devils. The Horns get the win in double overtime, 39-31. We are here to break it down for you folks. Appreciate everybody for rocking with us. Happy New Year to everybody, and we appreciate all of our sponsors that give us the ability to do what we do, like Covert Bee Cave, 34 Wine and Spirits, audio-visual consultations, Clean Calls, Verde's Mexican Parrilla, Kenfield Golf Cars, Top Gun Rentals and Law Equipment, Hat Creek Burger Company, Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill, and Paul's Motor Works. Damn, I was sweating my ass off, man. Sweating my ass off like Patrick Ewing in that game. That was absolutely nuts. I can't believe the game was that tight. You're up 24-8 with 8 minutes left, and you have to win it in double overtime. But at the end of the day, Rodney, when you're in the college football playoff, a win's a win, damn it. You know what I'm saying? If it's an ugly win, you take it. Rather have an ugly win than a pretty loss. You know what I'm saying? You got that pretty girl that you want to take it home, and you get her to the crib, and all of a sudden she says, I ain't trying to go inside, I'm going home. While you got that 5 instead, you take her home, and y'all are there doing the wild thing. That's the win. You know what I'm saying? That's the win. And that's what this was. Again, 39-31. So much respect for Kenny Dillingham and his crew. They fought hard. You're without your top wide receiver, which is one of the best wide receivers in the nation, and Jordan Tyson and Sam Levitt. He proved that he was that dude. Talked a lot of shit this week. So did Cam Scatterboo. Proved that he was that dude. Cam Scatterboo yakking on the sideline. This dude could barely stand up. Yep. He was huffing and puffing, and the dude only accounted for 227 yards total. I mean, the dude was an absolute beast. You got to salute those guys, the fight that they had. And if you're the Texas Longhorns, I give you a B- game overall. I mean, Sideshow Burt strikes again. I've been telling you all year long, Burt Auburn, It's a problem. He's a problem. He might lose you games. Straight up. He was this close to losing you one. And Quinn Ewers deserves a lot of praise. A lot of y'all Quinn Ewers haters out there, y'all might have to shut the hell up today, because Quinn Ewers was that dude. Quinn Ewers made some big plays when he needed to. When the offense was stalling, the offense wasn't on the field very long, only 22 minutes in regulation. And then that time that they had in overtime, both overtimes, they came to play. You know, that's what you got to do in these times, man. You got to win when it counts. And this offense, even though they were pretty stale most of the game, to come in 4th and 13, thinking that the game is over, Arizona State's up, you hit Matthew Golden on the double move, you see the blitz coming, which Quinn Ewers kind of struggled with the blitz all day against Arizona State. You got to salute Arizona State's defense. They were solid today. They really were. And then on the next play, you get Gunnar Helm, first play of the second overtime. Finally. Wide open. Yeah, you got to get 85 involved. That's a must. He's the best tight end in the nation. Get the son of a B involved. They did that. You come back with the 2-point conversion to Matthew Golden to make it 39-31 R. And now, when it seemed like everything was going south, deep south, you're about to go to Dallas, Texas, and give yourself another opportunity to play for a national championship game. That's pretty damn sweet, if you ask me.
I mean, that's the main thing right there. You win the football game. We talked about this. Zay, I think you and I have talked about this the last 3 pregame shows, to where it's like, okay, you win the game. That's what counts. But, man, today, this was scary. This was real scary at the end of this. Zay, before we go any further, New Orleans, all of anyone impacted by that, we are TSU. We are with everyone there. That is a horrible situation. That everything I see, it seems to be getting worse. And you know, as the more that comes out, Obviously, the Sugar Bowl will not happen tonight, as it shouldn't. And you people that are getting on this Twitter thing, bitching about not having a football game tonight in New Orleans, you need to get your priorities straightened out, because you don't need to be having a football game after that bullshit that went on this morning to start off 2025. That's not the way that I want to wake up to a new year, because I couldn't stay awake. I went to sleep. I woke up at 12:16 and it had passed. And then I see that shit. But it's this whole thing with the Texas. I mean, come on. Yes, you are going to the semifinals once again, but I think the one thing that I'm really going to take out of this, Zay, is when you want to talk about that Arizona State football team. To me, is such a great story right there. I mean, those they left everything that they had there in Atlanta with that. I mean, they came, and I mean, with Scattaboo, I think I heard Saban call him Scatapoo one time. I mean, when you've got that guy doing what he did, and Sam Levitt, and that, I mean, that's kind of a ragtag crew right there. And they came out and they took it to that defense, because dude, I thought we were done, Zay. I mean, I thought that we were going to be on this pregame show early. I was ready to watch a Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl started, and we're just getting started. And that's kind of the way that's worked. But the main thing is you go and I gotta go with you on this whole thing, where this kicker really worries me. He's really been worrying me a lot. After today, Zay, you've got a few days. I mean, go find a soccer player. Go find somebody else that can go out there and fucking kick a field goal, because you're going to need that. You're going to need that.
When it was announced that he was coming back, I was like, why?
I know.
I don't think that's that. If I'm Sark, that's one of those moves where, bro, we don't have a scholarship for you here anymore. And that's where he was at his best, when he was a walk-on.
Yep.
Like, walk-on Bert was money. Then he got that scholarship, and he went from eating, ramen to filet mignon. And he's been a liability ever since. Like, I've been saying it for a while, probably since October, when he was missing kicks. Like, something's off. Something ain't right. And Chip Brown, Chip, he could be very positive. That's what I love about him, doing the show, Chip and Zay. He could be a positive guy, and he always calls me Doomsday. Like, come on, Bert. He's came through before. He's done this and that. He's reliable. And I'm like, each season's different. I'm out here watching Justin Tucker, the greatest kicker of all time, Longhorn alum, Westlake Chaparral alum. He's smoking kicks for the Baltimore Ravens. You can get the yips at any time, especially as a kicker. Whether it's mentally at this point, Rodney. I don't think people talk about right hash, Bert. It doesn't matter where the ball is. The ball was dead center in the middle. It's 38 yards. That's chip shot for good kickers. Yep. That's a chip shot. He smoked 2 huge kicks, man. Huge kicks. That kick to win the game. Sark's over there with his hands on him. They smiling and laughing and stuff. That don't mean shit. That don't mean shit. He's going to smoke the kick. You can't rely on him. You might as well go for it for fourth down every single time that you're in field goal range, because you can't rely on the dude. Absolutely not. And now you're going to have to play a possibility of Oregon or Ohio State, where the margin of error gets smaller. And you said, yes, Arizona State took it to the defense, but when the defense is on the field like they were today, you're going to get fatigued. Yeah. You're going to get tired, especially with the style play that Arizona State plays with. Like Cam Scattaboo, he was feeling it himself. He was like, man, we've been on the field a lot, and I'm getting the ball all the time and stuff. Like, how is this going to last? And Sam Levitt made some incredible plays with his legs today. But, yeah, the Texas offense, it was weird the whole game. Besides overtime, it was odd. Just not being able to move the ball, not being able to run the ball, Double R. Like, you just got done just completely running it down Clemson's throat. And then you come into this game and you have, 54 yards on the ground? 30 rushing attempts, 1.8 yards per rush? That's atrocious. You can't do anything with that. And you get Kelvin Banks back. I know Cam Williams didn't play today, but it was very alarming to see this offense not be able to move the ball on the ground to a defense in Arizona State that's small. Like, their front seven, they aren't the biggest guys, but the way that they were calling the game, that was on point. Again, the coaching staff for Arizona State, the first down blitzes that they have, they were just very timely for them. Very timely. So if you're not ready for that, if you're not picking that up before the snap, you could get got. You could get put in bad field position like they were most of the game. Quinn Ewers getting sacked, and now you're on 2nd and 18. You're moving backwards.
Yeah.
You're setting yourself up for disaster there. So it's just the fact that they won this game is pretty remarkable. It should have been one when you go up 24-8 and Quinn Ewers dives in the end zone. The play that changed the whole game was the Cam Scatterboo pass.
Yeah.
That was the game. And again, Manny Muhammad, Manny made a good diving stop. He had a diving deflection early on, but if you are the opposing offense and you're preparing to go against Texas, it's an absolute fact that you can attack number 5.
Mm-hmm.
You can attack number 5. That's just what it is. I hate saying it. I hate pointing Manny Muhammad out, but last week, what were we talking about, Double R? We were talking about what Clemson did and Clay Klubnik icing out Manny Muhammad and going after him over and over and over again. Hell, the 2-point conversion where if you get that stop, you're still ahead. What happens? Manny Muhammad gets a hold call. Now you got to replay it. Cam Scatterboo touchdown. So, that's tough to see. And Jahdae Barron, he's a Thorpe Award winner. He had a bad pass interference call. Mookie Taft, he got burned on that Scatterboo long play. The best of the best on this Texas roster got today. But a lot of that goes to how long the Arizona State offense was on the field. Defensive coordinator Brian Ward, he was good. He was really good for Arizona State, man. I can't give Arizona State enough credit. They brought it because they should have been down and out. And the way that the game was going on early, you score in 2 plays. If you're Texas, you get Matthew Golden on that quick slant, bang, bang. Then you get DeAndre Moore on that wheel route, bang, bang, touchdown, 7-0. You come back, you get a stop. You got my man Silas Bolden finally goes crazy and gets a punt return. Yeah. So it's 14-3. You're feeling really good. And then the Arizona State is just hanging around. They're just hanging around, chilling. They're just staying in the game, man. I thought they were down bad. I thought they were crashing out. You got Sam Levitt dropping F-bombs, after 3rd down plays, and then you fast forward and you got Cam Scatterboo cursing folks out on the sideline and pushing his own teammates and stuff. I was like, oh, these boys crashing out. They got them. Texas got them where they want them, which on the flip side, Kenny Dillingham likes that shit. That's Kenny Dillingham. He likes those type of players. He likes those players because he's like that. He's a little bit crazy. He ain't all there. Kenny Dillingham ain't all there. He's that dude. I said it this week to Chip Brown. He's that dude at the bar that wants to fight. That says, oh, if a motherfucker shoulder bumps me, it's on and popping. That's Kenny Dillingham. And his players play like that. That's why Arizona State's here. That's why they were picked 16th in the Big 12 and end up winning that thing. So the fact that Texas is still dancing, man, it makes you feel like, man, this season, that's the football gods looking out. That's really the football gods looking out because you are not supposed to win this game. To what our man Noe says, they did not deserve to win this game, yet they'll be in Dallas January 10th. And Texas Sports Unfiltered will be in Dallas too. Please believe me. We'll be in Dallas too. But, man, Double R, that 4th and 13, again, we got to get through all the awards and stuff and all the love. That 4th and 13, you got 4th and 8. Kelvin Banks jumps off sides. I'm over here getting ready for the show. I can't believe they lost this game. I can't believe we're here. This is a wasted season. This goes down as arguably one of the worst losses in Texas football history. This gives you vibes of the 2002 Big 12 championship game against Colorado. It gives you that type of vibes. And then again, Quinn Ewers finds Matthew Golden. And it's crazy, man. It's absolutely bonkers. And yeah, Texas gets the dub, 39-31.
Yeah, Zay. I mean, this team, they did everything they could to piss this game away. I mean, they really did. And yeah, we can prop Arizona State and do everything that we want to do about this. But you know, as you sit here and watch this, the thing about it to me is as this contest starts out, and then you have the punt return, and again, that dude don't know what this is. It's I was watching with my wife, and I
sure don't.
When that happened, I said, this dude does not know what a fair catch is, and then he goes 75 yards. But the concern for me really is, and it has been here for about the last month and a half, is the way that this game, what happens to the offense. And as I talked earlier in the week on Chaos Theory, to where what I really wanted to see is I wanted to see Texas come out and go right down the field with a pass. And that's exactly what they did. Because what's that going to do? That's going to establish a running game. The running game never got established today. And that was the thing that has kind of been the backbone to this offense. But it's like, Zay, this offense is non-existent from time to time. And, you know, when it comes to Quinn, and again, yes, Quinn deserves a lot of accolade today for what he did. I mean, in that overtime, when you want to talk about big balls, that dude showed everything right there. I actually did say, at the end of the fourth quarter, as this thing was going on, I said, well, you may need Arch here. You may need something to inject a little bit of a spark. I just can't figure out why in the hell that this offense, excuse me, goes totally cold. I mean, nothing happens. I know you've had the offensive line issues. I know that factors in as this game's going on. I'm like, where is Gunnar Helm? I mean, once that happens, Zay, I think Juan Davis caught a pass before Gunnar Helm. And the other part of that is I never saw Gunnar Helm even targeted. And I think a lot of that may have been that you needed him in a blocking formation because the offensive line was getting kind of used up there for a little bit. But it's, yeah, man, you take the win. And look, Matthew, here's the thing. You're going to learn this right here. Yeah, yes, we are being, no, we're not being negative. We're kind of calling out what Zay and I look at this game very objectively, to where it's like, I am extremely concerned that whichever team wins the Rose Bowl, you can't go out there and play like you just did against Arizona State. You're going to get run out of the gym, because this is a whole different level that you're about to watch right here, Zay. But the way that this Texas program has kind of worked itself, they may come out and it'll be they'll score 40 points. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know how to judge this offense. I know this defense is lights out. This offense, I just can't put my thumb on it, man.
Yeah, to what Matthew's talking about. Sorry, bro. There's a standard here. Yeah. This is the University of Texas. Do you understand what this roster looks like? If you lose this game, this goes down as one of the worst losses in the history of Texas football. I don't know how else to sugarcoat that. That's just what it is.
In the manner that you did it. If you lose, it's one thing, because the narrative is going to be, well, they got beat by the lowest ranked team or whatever, the whole thing. No, I don't care. If you weren't ahead, that would be one thing. If they came out and beat you, that's one thing. But you come out and piss this away.
Yeah.
And even looking at it,
you're up 16. You're up 16 with 8 minutes left. Like, what? What are we talking about? You almost blew it. Almost completely blew it. And again, got to give them praise. We will definitely give them praise. It's a long show, my man. You know what I'm saying? It's a long show. Matthew, we got a long time. We're definitely going to give our love, but we got to call it like it is. They almost blew it. Point blank, period. There was a lot of just uncharacteristic, self-inflicted wound plays out here. It started early. Mo Blackwell, roughing the kicker.
Yeah.
Dumb as hell. Absolutely dumb as hell. Again, Jeff Banks, if it wasn't for the Silas Bolden punt return, the special teams were horrific. I give the special teams a B-, and all that goes to Silas Bolden. Silas Bolden saved you, Jeff Banks, today, because we'd be on your ass if Silas Bolden didn't have no punt return. Straight up. You got 2 smoke kicks from Bert Auburn. You get hit with everybody in their mama should have known that it's 17-3. So what is Arizona State going to do knowing that Texas is going to get the ball back in the second half with about 5 minutes to go? They're probably going to do something fakish, some trickery type stuff. They're desperate. If I'm Jeff Banks on that punt, I'm telling everyone, hey, whatever our safety punt return is to where we're actually guarding guys and prepared for the fake punt, we're in that formation. They weren't. They gave up a big play. And if it wasn't for Ethan Burke blocking the kick, then, like, you know what I'm saying? Which, again, that's a special teams moment, so I'll give Jeff Banks a little credit for that. That was a special teams moment. Shout out to Ethan Burke for blocking the kick. But overall, special teams this year hasn't been very good. So, yeah, man, like, it's just this team has the ability to win a national championship. We're looking at the big picture here. You are not beating Oregon or Ohio State with the performance that you put on today. It's not happening. It's not happening. So when you're not able to move the football on the ground against a defense that you should have handled pretty easily, that's tough. The Quinn Ewers interception, Steve Sarkisian, that's horrible call. Don't even put Quinn Ewers in that situation. You're up by 8. You're up by 8. There's about, 5 minutes to go? Why the hell are we throwing it?
Yeah.
On the second down?
Yeah.
Why are we throwing it that deep too? Why aren't we doing some of the check down stuff? Maybe some of the curl stuff, the out stuff, the out of bounds stuff, the intermediate stuff. We all know Quinn Ewers in the deep ball, it's not necessarily peanut butter and jelly there. It doesn't really go together. There's times where he hits it, but in that moment, that was a horrible call. Yeah. That was a horrible call. They intercept the pass, they go down, they score. Like, it's just, it was, the coaching was a little subpar, just some of the mistakes. Texas beat themselves a lot. So to win this game still, to stay calm, to have a quarterback that goes into overtime and it's like, okay, we're here, we shouldn't be here, but we got to make the most of our situation. For Quinn to be comfortable on a 4th and 13, get blitzed, been struggling with the blitz all day. Brian Ward's been bringing it. Brian Ward's been dialing it up, and you hit Matthew Golden to tie it. You get the ball back, hit Gunnar Helm on the first play of the second overtime, then hit Matthew Golden on the rollout play for the 2-point conversion. Yo, here we are. We're back in it. We're back in the driver's seat. Number 3's got us back in this thing. Let's do it. Andrew Mukuba gets the interception. 5-1-2, what it do? Representing. Hey, now you're going to the Cotton Bowl. Now we can talk about Ohio State, Oregon tomorrow on all the beautiful shows that we have on Texas Sports Unfiltered. But damn, man. And then Rodney, there were plays in the red zone where Arch Manning should have got in the game. Arch Manning, I don't know about calling all the plays here of the dog. That's a little extreme. But Arch Manning should have gotten in the game on certain plays in the red zone that you had to settle for field goals. I saw early in that first half, not necessarily in the second half, but in the first half, Arch Manning should have got some bump. The fact that we didn't see 16 at all, I don't know if that was Steve Sarkisian being a little arrogant with okay, we're going to win this game, so let's save some of the stuff that we have from Arch for next week when you're going to need the whole kitchen sink next week. Yeah. Regardless of who comes out of the Rose Bowl game, you're going to need your whole kitchen sink. You're going to need your best play calling. You're going to need your best execution. Everybody's got to be on point. And the scary thing about playing all of these games this time of the year that we haven't seen in the past, because you could play up to 17 games if you're lucky. The Horns are going to play their 16th game in Dallas, January 10th. You're starting to see a lot of guys go down. Kelvin Banks went down again today. That was scary as hell. Thankfully, he got back in the game, but who knows how healthy he is. Mookie Taft went down. Manny Muhammad left the game. So a lot of these, who's the most durable team at this point, that's going to be key to winning the national championship. You got to have a lot of luck. And number 3, on that run that he had in the second half, he was a third down. He tried to scramble. He got clipped. He came up a little hobbly. I did not like that. because we know he's dealing with, the ankle injury, the oblique and stuff. I didn't like that at all. So no one's healthy this time of the year. We know that, but damn, man, this is just too close for comfort. Way too close for comfort. At the end of the day, you get the win, 39-31, and you're going to Dallas, which it should be an orange out, baby. Oh, yeah. It should be an orange out. Dallas, Texas, Oregon, and Ohio State. I know they travel well, but this is a home game for Texas, or it should be. We look up the tickets right now, Texas fans. Y'all didn't go to Atlanta anyway, so this is why, because we were all saving up to go to Dallas. So look up the tickets, get them, and let's pack that thing out at Jerry World next week.
And I guarantee you that Jerry's going to find a way to have that cow on the sideline. I can promise you that. Bevo is going to be on the sideline.
The Arkansas alum, is he going to? Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh, man, you know it. Are you kidding? I mean, look, Jerry's a salesman. That's the whole problem with the Cowboys. I mean, Jerry's a salesman. I promise you. Bevo's going to be on that sideline. But look, Zay, here's, and it's been my thought, and I hate looking forward, further back in the season, because that has been my thought. And once this playoff bracket came out, it's like, okay, you're going to be able to get by Clemson. This one right here, I had no idea that this was going to happen the way that it worked out. Yes, I'm glad that Texas wins, but the whole thing, what's the MO of this team right now, as we've in the last month and a half that I keep talking about? Number one, the defense is stifling. They're going to get you. You're going to be lucky if you get to the secondary. They're going to control the line of scrimmage. You're going to have dudes coming off the edges. You're going to see rotations that are just amazing with the things that they do. Number two, the other part of that is they're going to get a comfortable lead, and in the third quarter, they're going to let you back in the fucking football game. And that's exactly what last 6 games, 43-6. This team has been outscored. And that's why I absolutely cannot figure out it. And yeah, I'm totally with you that Quinn, yes, Quinn right here, for all of you people that have jumped off of the bandwagon and say that, he's no good and all this, that, and the other. For one thing, look at the record. Look what this guy has done. He's got you in the college football playoff semifinal for a second year in a row. And the dude comes up and he's clutch when it has to happen. Yeah, I get frustrated with him too. Like I said during the ball game today, I'm like, where's Arch? I do think that we need to get this guy in here. But you've got to figure out whatever in the hell is happening in the third quarter, because that team goes into the locker room. I know that college football halftimes are way too long. I wish they'd figure that shit out like the NFL does. It's crisp. It's quick. Let's go. Let's get back on the field. This team comes out in the third quarter, and with that 3 and out and a punt, I'm like, here we go again. Here we go again. Here it is. You can see it happening. And the other part of that about looking forward is, I'm watching Ohio State right now. They're running all over Oregon. That shit ain't going to work against those guys or Oregon, whichever one. It's not going to work. Arizona State, great job. But looking forward, Texas, you've got things that you got to fix. And this kicker, like we keep talking about.
Yeah,
that will get you. That will get you.
I tried Will Stone too, Jonathan Franks. This is a great point. Like, I saw Will Stone. He posted some video a few weeks ago of him. He's a lefty, southpaw, kicking field goals. It looked good. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, get a freaking soccer player out there. Like, I don't know what we got to do. This ain't working. With Bert. And I feel bad for homie. I do feel bad for homie, but then I think what my man intern Brock told me about before the season, seeing old Bert Auburn down there with three women and shit. Like, what, bro? What you doing? The muff gonna always be there. That nookie gonna always be there, bro. Focus. Your mind ain't in the right place. Priorities, Bert.
You got a job. You got one job.
You got one job. Are you that horny? Yeah. Are you that horny? Like, it can't be like that, man. It can't be like that. And look, some guys thrive off the poontang. You know what I'm saying? Dennis Rodman needed it. Dennis Rodman told MJ and Phil Jackson, yo, I gotta go to Vegas. But Dennis, we're in the midst of the NBA Finals. If y'all want me to be on Karl Malone like white on rice, I need to go to Vegas to get these hookers. They let Dennis Rodman go. Dennis Rodman came back. Them boys went on another three-peat. So I don't know if Bert needs that. If Bert needs the nookie, I'll send him some hookers tonight. They get back to Austin. We can find them some girls, man. Escorts, throw them down there. They break Bert off. If that's going to make them kick better, so be it. We'll take anything at this point. We are desperate. Longhorn fans, we are desperate at this point to get Bert Auburn back on track because something is seriously wrong.
Yeah. We'll take him to Harry Hines in Dallas next week. We'll take him to Harry Hines and get him
man.
And here's the other part to your point right there. And again, I mean this. I mean, it's going to sound funny, but look, if you want to split, when you split these uprights, it's going to make splitting those other uprights even easier and probably more often. That dude comes rolling in, and they're like, "Oh, here he goes."
It's sad, man. It's sad. I really feel sorry for the dude because it's just he's going to cost this team. He was this close to costing this team. I was scared for the 1-point conversion.
Me too.
I was nervous on that just to tie the game. I was like, man, Bert might not even make this.
Yep.
Bert might miss this kick and we lose the game here.
Yep.
Who knows? Have my fingers crossed and everything. Like, he is in a dark place. And I don't know what it is. I don't know appreciate you, Kyle, man. Love everybody for rocking with us here on Texas Sports Unfiltered, but I don't know what it is. Like, Sark, quit like talking to him. Sark's been doing that. He's been doing that. He did that in the SEC championship, and he's been like putting his heads and they laugh. No, don't laugh. I need Bert to feel some pressure. I'm like, you got to talk to him. I'm crazy. Like, listen here, motherfucker. We need you to make this kick. Straight. You got to talk to him crazy. Like, listen here, boy. We need you to make this quick. All that laughing stuff, I want you to be low-key uncomfortable. I want you to feel like.
Yeah.
When
he's missing all that shit, Zay, I'm sorry to interrupt you. When he's missing all that shit, he's just walking around over there, flipping his hair and shit. I'm like, dude.
I don't know if he thinks I got that nookie at home. I'm Bert Auburn. Like, no. If you are any type of a Texas student, woman, I don't know what Bert's into, but whatever Bert's into, don't throw it at Bert. Please don't. He don't need it. Unless if he do need it. And again, like Dennis Rodman, who knows? But that's where we are. We are at a desperate spot with Bert Auburn, and it's sad. But at the end of the day, you're still going to the Cotton Bowl. That's what's crazy. Like, that 4th and 13, that was the play of the year, in my opinion. So far, you got more games to play, but there have been a lot of plays of the year, especially on the defensive side. All of those 4th down stops. You go back to Kyle Field against A&M. You get the big 4th down stop with Ethan Berg. You go back to the week prior against Clemson. You get the big 4th down stop with Bill Norton. In the offense, they haven't had that moment yet. And now you're down in the first overtime, and it's 4th and 13. You see the Texas fans at the stadium. Everybody's doing this. Everybody's like, this it is over.
It's over.
And Quinn Ewers finds Matthew Golden off the blitz for a touchdown. You go into the second overtime, hit Gunnar Helm, touchdown, hit Matthew Golden on a 2-point conversion. I think that really deflated Arizona State there, man, because they ran out of gas at the end. Cam Scatterboo, man, that dude's a tough son of a bee. He earned some serious money this year. That is a tough son of a bitch, man. And I always love the white running back because they ain't supposed to be there. Let's just keep it a buck. The Christian McCaffreys, the Mike Allstats, the Peyton Hillis, all those dudes. Always love those dudes, man.
Fucking John Regan. That's what that dude reminded me of.
Gerhardt, those boys, man, they ain't supposed to be here. They putting on. They putting on for the Caucasians out there. I salute Cam Scatterboo. He put on a show today. And for, again, Kenny Dillingham and Marcus Arroyo, their play calling was solid. It was timely. Because that Texas defense, they're stingy. And they were still good overall. It's just when you're on the field that long because the Texas offense couldn't move the ball, you're going to get tired. It doesn't matter who you play. And they got enough heavy hitters on that Arizona State team and Scatterboo and Sam Levitt to, if you leave them in the game, they're going to stay in the game and they're going to think they have a chance. Like Sam Levitt, when it was 17 to 3 in that second half, Sam Levitt, he runs for a first down. He getting the crowd up. He pumping his chest. I'm like, yo, these boys, they feel like they're supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Like this man, Cam Scalaboo, was yakking on the sideline, throwing up, could barely walk. I'm thinking, is this dude concussed? Like, we need to check him. And nah, he's just exhausted. He's putting everything that he has into this game. And, man, they gave Texas everything they wanted. So,
dude, and I'm here to tell you, like with Levitt, I mean, you see a lot of why that Texas offense or Texas defense, I mean, they were chasing that dude everywhere. That dude, it's like he would take off running, and I'm like, there were a couple of times I'm like, is this fucking Johnny Manziel? I mean,
for real,
right? I mean, this dude takes off running, and they absolutely could not. And I'm like, I even went to the point with Levitt where it's like, okay, just get a good hit on him, just knock the piss out of this guy, but they couldn't get to him, and that's.
You say Johnny football straight up. He was doing white boy Lamar Jackson shit, double R.
He was.
I ain't gonna lie. Like in the pocket, one time Johnny Barron had him, and he swift by the Thorpe Award winner like it was nobody's business with just a smooth little shake. And he's tough to bring down. Like Arizona State, I don't know, without Scalaboo, it's going to be a little more difficult in 2025. But as far as a quarterback goes, they got their guy. Yeah, like he is a hell of a player. Well, he might be up for the Heisman race in the upcoming years and stuff. Like that dude, he's an absolute gamer. And again, they gave Texas everything they wanted. Like that's why Kenny Dillingham just got an extension, because I think Arizona State understands, this coach, he's the only 90s baby coaching Power 4 football.
That dude looks like
almost my age. He's a year older than me. That's nuts. Yeah. That's absolutely nuts. And I will say he outcoached Sark in this game.
Totally agree.
He outcoached Sark and the coaching staff. They outcoached Texas coaching staff.
Yep.
Texas just had the guys, had the better roster. And I think that gave them the advantage to give them the win 39-31. So hell of a game. Shout out to our boy Matthew. Matthew giving us $10. Crazy game. Keep up the good work. Hook 'em. Matthew, man, it's all love, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody for taking care of us here at Texas Sports Unfiltered. We do it for y'all, man. We love it. We love giving y'all the analysis and breaking down the games. We just have terrific personalities here on Texas Sports Unfiltered. I love doing the show with Chip Brown every day. Love doing the post-game show with Double R. I know he enjoys his time on Chaos Theory with the great Adam Wagner, man, and we have a good time. That's what it's all about. And the fact that Texas keeps winning gives us more opportunities to give y'all this type of content, and we'll be back for another post-game show. Well, I don't know how it goes. Let me not say that, because we might be at the game next week, so it might be somebody else doing the post-game show. But y'all catch my drift. Y'all know what I'm talking about here. But let's get
Zay, right quick to that point is this is where, when I look at everything that we've been talking about with the third quarter problems and the, I mean, 510 to 375 total offense today. Arizona State dominating in total offense. I mean, first downs, I mean, they dominated all of that. Here's where, as we go into this game with whoever's going to be next, kind of your thoughts on this, because it's going to be a hell of a lot less prep time. I mean, you had all the time between the Clemson game and then this game. You had that big old time. You had the holidays. You had all of that time right there to be able to figure this out. There's a big part of me where when I look at this, I'm like, okay, where I'm hoping that the game plan is going to be a little bit different. Maybe it's going to be a little bit rushed. Maybe you're going to be able to try to resort back to the run, get Gunnar Helm involved. And my whole thing is there's no question on defense at all. It's like I look at what happens on the offensive side, and I look at this damn kicker. And again, we're beating up the kicker right here for crying out loud. But goddamn, when you can't make field goals, it's like I got a text from a buddy. He's like, "Man, you're beating up on the kicker." I'm like, "You watch a game?
Yeah. What are we doing?
You got one job: kick the fucking ball. That's all you got to do. All you got to do."
Yeah. Let's get to a sponsor before we get back into the great sports talk. Shout out to Clean Cause, a better for you beverage on a mission to support addiction recovery. If you're looking for a healthy energy boost of 160 mgs of yerba mate, that won't cause the crashes, that won't cause the jitters like coffee and traditional energy drinks, then get Clean Calls, man, because they are the guys, and the flavor, the product line, it's for everyone. Sparkling 0 calories, the sparkling low calories or non-carbonated yerba mate that sweetens only from organic cane sugar. Clean Calls, they're the right guys for you. And look, people forget, they give 50% of their net profits to support addiction recovery. That's absolutely amazing. And they've racked up over $3 million so far, and they're just getting started. So if you want to help make a difference and find a better for you boost, Clean Calls are your guys. All right, Double R. Yeah, man, it's so easy to just break down Bert Auburn, but the whole special teams, that's been problematic this year. And you had some good special team moments today, but you had some awful ones. Yep. Like Mo Blackwell running into the kicker. That was a horrible move. That was a bad move. It put 3 points on the board for them. Obviously, they needed those 3 points because you end up going to overtime. Then there was a play where you had a chance to get off the field and put up points before halftime's over. You could have made it 20. You could have made it 24-3.
24-3. Yep.
Instead, you got on a fake punt where it was 30-something yards down the field to one of the offensive linemen. The punter was a terrific throw. Yeah, it was a great play call, but if I realized that could have happened, why didn't Jeff Banks?
Yeah.
That's where it's like, okay, they're not doing anything offensively. Arizona State can't move the ball at all. They need a desperate play to get their juices back and to get the momentum back. So if you are playing the game the right way, if you're a good coach and you realize that, it should be easy to put that formation on the field and be ready for any type of fake. This is the second time that's happened in big games where it's affected you. It happened in the Georgia game. Fake little toss on the fake punt. They get a first down. That was a huge part of the Georgia SEC championship game. Then you got in this one. So, again, Jeff Banks, where's the disconnect? Because Jeff Banks, he's one of the best in the nation. So how is your team having such a down year? And Chip Brown, he talked to him and stuff. And Jeff Banks, he went into we lost Jordan Whittington and we lost Xavier Worthy and stuff like that. And yeah, that's cool. That's true. Both of those guys were big parts of your team last year, but you still got guys. you still got guys that are hell of a players out here. And you did take steps forward. Silas Bolden, punt return, you block a kick. So you take steps forward, but overall, it should be more consistent than that. Yeah. Way more consistent than that. So I'm still going to look at that. Remember the block punt in the A&M game. You get a punt blocked and it wasn't for the big-time fourth down stop with Ethan Burt, then who knows how that game could have went.
Yeah.
So it's just so many different moments this year. And obviously the Bert Auburn problems. The special teams have been very mid, as the kids say, very mediocre. Mm-hmm. And when you get to this point of the season, all three phases of your game have to be flowing. Offense, defense, special teams. Because if one's bad, that could cost you the game. Yep. We literally almost saw it today. So, yeah, they do have time. Next game is next Friday. So that's a lot of time. Hopefully Mookie Taft and Manny Muhammad and Kelvin Banks and Isaiah Bond. I don't think Isaiah Bond had a catch today. Isaiah Bond, 0 catches today. Is he healthy or not?
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't think he is. If a guy has 0 catches, that's not healthy to me. All the attempts and passes are basically going to Matthew Golden. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully you get Cam Williams back because I like Trevor Gooseby, but you weren't able to move the ball today at all. You had freaking 54 yards on the ground, rushing, 1.8 yards. Awful. You have a safety today. What was that about? Contravian Weisler gets blown up, ends up in the safety. And that play, if Quinn Ewers doesn't catch that ball, if that's a touchdown for Arizona State, game's different, man.
And that momentum.
Way different. The momentum's different. So you lucked out. The football gods were on Texas' side today.
Absolutely.
I hope you pray to them, Texas fans, and
you know, and
yeah,
Zay, I'm seeing a lot, whether it be on the Clean Cause YouTube chat line or on the Coda text line, where I'm seeing when it comes to Sark and talking about Sark and this, that, and the other. I think just kind of a couple of points to that is, number one, yes, Sark is a great offensive mind, and you have to think about that. Before Sark came to this job at the University of Texas, when Sark became the head coach here, a lot of people were like, it's a horrible hire. I mean, it's a bad hire. You know, the dude, he can only win 7 games. There's a personal stuff. All of that kind of factors in right here. I think a lot of this is where, and I don't want to make this sound, I don't want to make it sound like excuse making, but just my thought is a lot of what's happening right here. This is Sark learning how to be an elite head coach in a very rapid manner. I mean, because this program has turned itself that damn fast, where you go from 5-7, and now here you are again about to be in another CFP semifinal. So I think that's a lot of it. And to the play calling factor right there is, I think, where a lot of the problems may be, like some of the stuff that we're talking about, is the adjustment factor. Because go back and look at this. I mean, even today, UT comes out and they're just like, whoosh. I mean, they're blowing and going, and the tempo is so good, and the defense and all of this. Arizona State starts adjusting. They start adjusting, and this goes back to the third quarter problems. When they go in the locker room and they start adjusting, they start changing coverages. They start doing all these different things. That's where the offense comes out and it's 3 and out. Or all of this starts happening. I think that's something where, and again, this isn't something that's going to happen before next Friday. I think moving forward, this is where the coaching staff will learn to deal with that part, because it really is that they're having to be elite in a very quick manner, and that's a good fucking problem to have, man. Because Zay, you and I have been here. I've been here a hell of a lot longer than you have, just because I'm older, but. You know, we want to sit here bitching about, you know, winning this game the way we want it. Yeah, it pisses me off. But, dude, I love being in this spot. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you're in a good spot now. Right. You're playing Ohio State. Let's just say it right now. The game ain't even close to over. It's 24-0 in the second half. You're playing Ohio State. They ain't bullshitting. They are not playing around.
Zay, and here's my point. They're not going to let Oregon back in this game.
No. It's personal. It's personal. Yeah. You saw it against Tennessee. It's personal. Once they lost to Michigan, that woke them up.
Yep.
That woke them up. They're like, yo, this could go 2 ways. Either we could have our heads in the dirt and be sad because we lost to Michigan, or we could be pissed off and really turn up. And they're turning up. That's a beat down. 24-0 in the second quarter. That's a beat down. So, again, you cannot play the way that you did today against a team like Ohio State. You will have the advantage with the home field being in Dallas, Texas. Hopefully that gives you some type of juice, because Ohio State, they're going to come in with the juice. You know, Zachary Smith, that boy, if he gets placed on Manny Muhammad,
yep.
As Bernie Mac says in the Players Club, it might be trouble. So be careful there. But let's get to some of these post-game awards and whatnot. Double R, starting with the offensive MVP, brought to you by Verde's Mexican Parrilla.
Yeah, we will talk about Verde's here in just a second after we kind of go through this. And I always, it seems like I find myself, and again, this is just kind of the mannerism of this team, to where it's like, I'm sitting here working on this during the game as it's going on. It's like, okay, defensive MVP. And I've got this fucking list of people. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Well, maybe him. And then I look at my offensive part and I'm like, I mean, but how do you not go today, man? Matthew Golden. That dude right there. It's like he steps up. And again, this is where if we want to complain about the tendencies of the offense, which I'm probably going to be doing until next Friday, but it's like there are people that are going to step up. I thought that Gunnar Helm was going to be huge in this contest because I thought that defense was going to open itself up to where he could slide in underneath and do the different things that Gunnar Helm has done. He was virtually silent today until when it really counted. But Matthew Golden was a dude that, and this is kind of another thing back to Quinn Ewers. The chemistry that he has with all these guys, it's like Quinn, this, that, and the other. But him and Matthew Golden today look like they've been playing out in the schoolyard since junior high. I mean, Matthew Golden came out and he seized this game. He seized it early, kind of went quiet for a little bit. And then we get to the end and boom, there he is. By far, Verde's Mexican Parrilla player of the game for me on offense. Got to be the man that wears number 2, Matthew Golden.
He's been incredible, man. And think about where we were in the preseason because all the hype and all the talk was about Isaiah Bond. And, you know, I bought into it because Isaiah Bond, he's coming from Alabama. He has the speed. You're thinking that he will come in and just step in the shoes that Xavier Worthy had in his 3 years at Texas. And with Isaiah Bond's injury, that hasn't been the case. But the transfer from Houston, Matthew Golden, he's been better than advertised. He's been reliable. His hands are insanely soft. It's like catching toilet paper. Like, it just sticks, man. He catches it so easily, so many different ways, no matter where the ball is. Like the 4th down throw, which they should have scored on, and ended up in the field goal. It was an awful drive if you think about it, but it was a 4th down. You're in the red zone, then you throw that quick out, and the defender plays good D, and Matthew Golden has to like step out. He has to turn around and step out of bounds and catch it going backwards, and he gets 1 foot down. Like, that's a big time catch.
Yeah.
And he just makes that week after week, and you can't double him. You can't play bracket coverage on him very often because then DeAndre Moore is going to have a big game, or Gunnar Helm. They have too many weapons overall to really just ISO out a Matthew Golden, but he's still taking advantage of every opportunity that he gets. And you're right, he's Quinn's security blanket in a way. Like, him and Quinn just have such good chemistry. I love the way that Matthew Golden's been playing for the Texas Longhorns. For me, though, my offensive MVP has to go with number 3, Quinn Ewers. Yep. It has to be. Like, you throw that interception, which I don't put that on him. I know, y'all. You're probably wondering, Zay, how can you not put it on him? It's a horrible throw. No, it's a horrible call by Steve Sarkisian. Why the hell are you calling that shit? You're up. It's 24-17. Why are we throwing the ball? There's 5 minutes to go. I get it. We can't run the ball, but let's get back to the outside. Let's get back to the swing passes, maybe a screen or something, so you could give it to these running backs and they can have that open field to make something happen, and you're not trying to go in between the trenches. Like, let's do some of that. Why are we going deep? That doesn't make any sense. Now, Quinn Ewers, I feel like he has the responsibility to say, that deep shot, that's not quite there. Let's go to the check down game. So, yes, a part of that was his fault too, but overall we put that on Steve Sarkisian. But for Quinn Ewers to come back in the overtime where the momentum's completely for the Sun Devils, here he is. He steps up, makes a huge throw on 4th and 13, to Matthew Golden to tie the game, comes back on the first play of the second overtime and hits Gunnar Helm on that beautiful pass, and then you get the 2-point conversion to take the heart out of the Arizona State Sun Devils. That showed some serious moxie. That showed some serious discipline and toughness, and all the shit that Quinn Ewers has to go through, all the rumors, he's getting offered $6 million from who knows, anonymous school to transfer from Texas because his draft stock's not high enough. Just so much BS. It just gets it's nauseating how much Quinn Ewers, gets talked about in a negative light. And yes, some of it's valid. There's some plays where you're like, Quinn, I don't know about that. And yes, at times you wish he was more mobile and you wish that he could, figure out what formation and what plays the defense is giving him before the snap. But overall, he had a terrific game. Absolutely. A terrific game. And he was clutch at the end where his team needed him, and he's bringing his team to the Cotton Bowl to hopefully play for a national championship against the Ohio State Buckeyes. We're going to keep saying Ohio State because it's a blowout right now. Sorry, Oregon. Y'all done. Stick a fork in you. You're done.
Quack.
Yeah, this ain't the Mighty Ducks, man. This is an ass whooping if I've ever seen one. So,
and that's where Zay, I think with this, I think a lot of people to where as this game came, you talk about the interception right there to where it's like Quinn Ewers is going to cost Texas this game. He's gonna throw an interception. He's gonna do something. There's gonna be something that whether it gets to overtime or not, he's gonna be the catalyst that costs them the game. I'm sorry. No, he wasn't. He was what won them the game because he stepped up when the bright lights were on, where it's like where I think a lot of people were like, okay, Arizona State's about to pull the biggest upset in the college football playoff. But old number 3, old QE, he stepped up and he made the plays when he had to. And I think that whole overtime sequence to me was just kind of Quinn Ewers' career at Texas in a nutshell, to where it's like, okay, he's about to fuck up right here. But no, that dude is taking you to AT&T Stadium. That dude is taking you to AT&T Stadium.
That's right. And I see what y'all talking about on here on the Clean Calls YouTube text line. Jaden Blue, where was he today? What are we doing, Steve Sarkisian? Why wasn't he played more? The dude literally took over the game for you against Clemson last week. And he only gets 4 carries for 4 yards. He only gets 1 catch for 11 yards. That's bad coaching. I'm sorry. Like, I love Steve Sarkisian. He is way better than what Charlie Strong and Tom Herman gave us. Absolutely. It's not even close. But that's not a $10 million decision there. If a guy dominates for me 1 week, I'm going to let him try to dominate the next week. I owe that to him. I owe that to my team. You know what I'm saying? Travion Wisner, 18 carries, 45 yards, and a huge fumble. I like Trey Wisner, but Jaden Blue should have played more. That's just that's bad coaching, man. I'm sorry. That's not good coaching. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's bad coaching that Arch Manning didn't touch the field at all today. Like, if I need somebody to ask Sark this week, why didn't Arch play? He'll probably say that's just the way the game flows. Bad coaching decision. Mm-hmm. You were in the red zone multiple times where you had to settle for 3, and 16 wasn't out there. With his ability to move and his arm, like his versatility, you don't give him any bump. It's just I don't understand that. It almost cost your team. So, all right, Ronnie, throw us Mexican Verdes pie.
Yeah. Let's talk about Verdes. And again, just coming right out of the holidays. Again, happy New Year to everybody. Verdes Mexican Parrilla, located right there off of Hamilton Pool Road, right off of 71. Verdes Mexican Parrilla, serving up an extensive menu of all your traditional Mexican and Tex-Mex favorites. They've got a beautiful indoor dining area if you want to be inside, if you want to do that kind of thing, the cozy inside stuff. Makes for a great date night. If you're trying to impress a lady right there, or you got an anniversary, whatever the case is, you can do it on the inside version right there. Outside, a covered patio that has tons of room out there for the whole family. If it's a new lady that you're taking out there, take her outside where the shit's happening, then take her the following week inside where it's nice and cozy. Once you've won her after a week, for crying out loud. And it's a great place to dine in or take out, either option happening right there. They can also host your party and cater your next event as well. Verde's Mexican Parrilla. Be sure next time that you're there, mention Texas Sports Unfiltered. They're going to hook you up with a free appetizer. Go see them. It is Verde's Mexican Parrilla. Check them out. Located on Hamilton Pool Road, right off of 71. And they present our offensive player of the game.
Yeah, Ohio State ain't bullshitting. 31-0. There's 8 minutes to go in the second half, y'all. This is why we're being negative.
Why we're critical.
Marcus, Matthew, whoever it was that said something. Why we got us dissected? Because you ain't beating that team next week.
No.
Playing like this.
Not with that.
That ain't happening.
No.
31-0. You know how disrespectful that is? That's bullying. That's stuff that people get locked up for. Straight up. That's stuff that you do 5 for 10 for.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful. Behind the woodshed, ass whooping, closed casket. That's what we're seeing right now in Pasadena. Please believe me. This ain't nothing. This ain't nothing to play with. They're on their Wu-Tang Clan shit. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Ohio State right now ain't nothing to fuck with. Like, this is for real. It's scary. It's scary hours right now.
You roll out.
Get some tickets. Let's buy them up. We can't let Ohio State get any tickets at this point.
That's it.
It might have to be 90-10 percentage-wise, the AT&T, Rodney, because boy, oh boy, that is brutal. That is brutal. But, all right, let's get to the defensive MVP brought to you by Kenfield Golf Cars. This is going to be a tough one today because different guys made different plays at different times, but what stands out in this game for the defense? Because they were on the field for a long time, man, and you have to think and appreciate everybody for chipping in. Our guy, Magic Man ATX, appreciate you, homie, and appreciate our guy, Roland, baby. Appreciate everybody for rocking with us here at Texas Sports Unfiltered. But, yeah, Double R, I guess it could go to multiple people for the defensive MVP brought to you by Kenfield Golf Cars.
Yeah, man, they're like I was talking about a while ago. I mean, every post-game show that we do, it's like it's a list. I mean, there are just so many guys that are making plays, and they do it at different points. And then you forget about, Anthony Hill's making plays at the beginning of the game, and then as you get later into the game, oh, boom, here's Anthony Hill making plays again. But I got to tell you, the future is so bright here in a lot of different ways, man. Just the progress that the program is making and the trajectory of the program. And yes, I will say exactly to what Zay is just talking about. If you roll out next week against Ohio State at Jerry World, at AT&T Stadium, and you play the game that you just played against Arizona State, you're going to be down 31-0. You as in Texas, because you're going to get your ass whooped because these guys are coming out and they're playing at a different level. They are playing at a totally different level. And this is where, and kind of back to the Sark thing, I'll get to my point here in just a minute. But Ryan Day's another guy where it's like, oh, the guy can't win the big game. The guy can't do this. The guy ain't worth shit. Need to run him out of town. Are you kidding me? You going to fire that guy? You going to fire that guy?
I wouldn't.
Come on.
At this point, I wouldn't. And also, don't forget storyline, because we all love storylines in sports. Once upon a time, Quinn Ewers was an Ohio State Buckeye. So that's a little more juice for this game. And we all know if I'm Ryan Day, I'm like, oh, this dude didn't want to be here, y'all. This dude thought he was too good for us. This dude came in and took, quote unquote, $2 million or something like that and left.
Yeah.
Took our money and just ran. He didn't buy into the process. He wasn't about it like that. Okay. All right. Let's show him why he made a mistake. Let's show him why he made, because they showing Dylan Gabriel what's up. They showing Dylan Gabriel like, yo, man, you might as well stay at Oklahoma, because coming to Oregon, hey, this is how you going to end your season, homie.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you finna go home.
Yeah.
And here's Will Howard, kind of another one where it's going to be like, all right.
Oh, yeah, he wants that get back, too. From the Kansas State game where he got sacked on the game winner last year, he wants that get back too. You're right. Yeah.
Right. That's who you're going to play. That's who you're going to play.
Yeah.
Man, I got to go to my man, Colin Simmons. That dude, to see what he's doing right now, I mean, he is just so fast. I mean, the tendencies of some of these guys we can talk about PK's coaching. We can talk about all the different things. We can talk about, rotations and all the different shit that you're watching. But this dude's a freshman. This guy's a freshman making these kind of plays on this stage. Yeah, you can say it's Arizona. Oh, hell, it was just Arizona State. They almost beat you. Don't say, oh, it was just Arizona State.
Yeah.
It's just Arizona State. Colin Simmons is a guy where I think that we as Texas fans, we need to enjoy the time that we're going to have him, because he's not going to be here as long as we want him to be. And the dude makes plays. He's so fast. You can put two dudes on him and he just continues to make plays, Zay. And this is a special talent that we're watching right here. And he blends into this defense. And I still just go back to with this as we talk about our defensive player of the game, to where these guys are so unselfish. because there are so many playmakers on this damn defense. And this was the first time today where I'm like, oh, they're getting a little winded, whatever. But shit, then you get to the end of the game, they're still making plays with Colin Simmons, man. That is a special talent that we hadn't seen around here in a little bit.
Yeah, and gosh, man, the more we talk, the more I keep thinking of storylines, because a lot of folks that are Ohio State fans think that Zachary Smith, or is it Zachariah Smith? What is it?
Yep,
Zachariah. They think that dude got absolutely hosed for the Sean Alexander Award, which goes to the best freshman in the nation, and it ended up going to who you just chose for the defensive MVP, brought to you by Kenfield Golf Cars, Colin Simmons. And Colin Simmons, you're right, he's unreal. The dude doesn't play like a freshman. There's a big reason why everyone in the nation wanted him coming out of Duncanville High School, and that dude's absolutely performed. And I said on these airwaves, and I'll continue to say on these airwaves, he could be the number one pick in the draft whenever he's eligible. He's that good. He's that good. And once he gets more comfortable with college football, like he will in the next few years, we haven't even seen the best of number 11, which is scary.
He's just getting started, Zay. He's just getting started.
Yeah, and when you wear number 11 on that defense, you for real. Texas fans know you for real when you rock that number 11 on the defensive side. For me, my defensive MVP brought to you by Kenfield Golf Cars. I got to go with Andrew Mukuba, man. Yeah. Andrew Mukuba, just game-winning, game-sealing interception. He didn't bite on the swing screen pass. The wheel route came right to him, and he went to make the play. When the defense was getting carved up a little bit in that second half, everybody's tired. Everybody's winded. You got Cam Scatterboo throwing up on the sideline and shit. And you need somebody to make a play. Mookie Taft's gone down. Manny Muhammad's gone down. And then Andrew Mukuba, yo, guys, I got this. Huge get for this coaching staff in the offseason, bringing them over from Clemson. He's been putting on for his city ever since he put on the burnt orange uniform. Has been absolutely terrific all year. He deserves all the love that he gets. And I still think Andrew Mukuba is underrated. I do. I don't think he gets the love that maybe a John A. Barron or Michael Taft gets. Andrew Mukuba is an absolute star. That's why he is my defensive MVP, brought to you by Kenfield Golf Cars. If you are in the market for a new or pre-owned golf car, we got good news for you. Our friends at Kenfield Golf Cars, it's right around the corner, established in 1979. They are unparalleled and have a great selection of different golf carts available. New, used, doesn't matter. They will take your golf cart ideas and make them a reality. No job is too big. No job is too small. If you're looking for an existing, or if you have an existing golf cart that you want to get done up and you need certain things, certain fixings, and you just got to add on to it, they could do that. Or if you want to start from scratch and build your own OG golf cart, Kenfield Golf Cars, they're the place to be. Nobody does it better than Kenfield Golf Cars. Check their website out at kenfieldgolfcars.com. And for more information, hit them up at 512-258-8515. That's 512-258-8515. Kenfield Golf Cars. All right, Double R, time for the tip of the cap, which goes to the player that impressed us most on the opposing team. I feel like this is pretty easy, but you and I, whoever you do go with, I'm going to go with the opposite. So, which the opposite is going to be up for grabs anyway, because two guys definitely stood out for the Arizona State Sun Devils.
Yeah, I'll take I guess I'll go with the lesser. Sam Levitt. I mean, that dude right there, because that guy was the constant. I mean, it's like, Scatterboo was getting sick and getting whatever. I mean, that dude just stayed on the field, and like I was talking about, he did, man. He looked Manziel-ish out there a couple of different times. Towards you got Trey Moore, you got Anthony Hill, you got these dudes trying to chase him down, and David Benda, and man, and they're like right in his face, and the guy just keeps getting away. And I gotta tell you what's so impressive about both of these dudes. was so impressive about both of these guys, and listening to the pregame, conversations and so forth, was both of these guys. I think it's been conceived that they've been talking shit, or that they've been, and they have been, but it seems like with both of these guys, and you go back and you look at the history of them, and I'm talking about Levitt because that's the one that I'm gonna say it's gonna be my Top Gun Reynolds, tip of the cap. These guys have been doubted, these guys have been overlooked, and these guys play with a chip on their shoulder. And when they tell you that, Sam Levitt in this case, when he tells you I'm the better quarterback, it's because he fucking believes it. Because everybody else has not everybody, but many people have not believed in this guy. And so it's one thing. It's all right. It's all right to be a little bit confident in yourself. And it's all right to go out there and, like we just talked about, this dude just put himself in the Heisman conversation. I'm sorry. I mean, I know this is one football game, and I know they play in the Big 12, but I mean, it's really hard for me, Zay, to not give the tip of the cap to the whole damn program. Yeah. Because I mean, this program has been in alleged violations of NCAA rules, and you bring this young coach in, and they're doing this stuff, and I heard it during the week where it's like, well, yeah, but they're the Big 12 champion. The Big 12 sucks. That team impressed the shit out of me today, man. Impressed the hell out of me, because Texas is a damn good football team. And but I got to give it to Levitt, man, because it's so impressed with that dude. And I love that he's pissed off. And I kept saying as the game was going on, I'm like, okay, this dude is pissed right now. If you can make him fumble, if you can get an interception, you will knock them out. Texas never did that. And we had an overtime contest that Texas almost lost. Give me Levitt, man. That's my man right there. I like that.
He had a play where he had to throw. He threw an incompletion. It was on the third down, so they had to go out there and punt. And you can hear him, ah! Yeah. And you're just like, damn, man, these dudes are passionate, and they are cocky. They are confident. And you got to have a little asshole in you. You do. I'm not going to lie. Like, our favorite athletes of all time had a little asshole in them. Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Tiger Woods. You know what I'm saying? I keep Nolan Ryan. Like, Nolan Ryan, he'd take your head off. You know what I'm saying? He throw that thing tight. Roger Clemens, he going to test you. Roger Clemens will hit folks. Don't matter. Like, get off the plate. You dig? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you got to have a little asshole in you. It is what it is. Some of the best coaches, too. Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, Nick Saban. That's just what it is. It's a sport. You're a competitor. That's what it is. I get it. I salute it. Cam Scatterboo. That's my tip of the cap. Like, it's easy. You kidding me? 227 yards total, $141 on the ground, and the touches. That's the thing. The touches that the dude had. 29 carries, 7 receptions, and then he threw for a touchdown.
Threw a touchdown pass.
Threw a touchdown. What? With Manny Muhammad. Come on, bro. But we'll try to stay positive here. Cam Scatterboo's for real. He's for real. For him to be puking his brains out, man, every time I'm yakking, I'm in the bed for about 2 or 3 days. Yeah. I'm dehydrated. I got to have my wife hold me like Pippen did Jordan during the flu game. Like, I'm down bad. And he's out here battling his ass off, running for touchdowns still, throwing passes. Cam Scatterboo is the ultimate warrior. He's a fan of mine. Like, you earned a new fan today, Cam. I mean, I've always been a fan, but you really boosted my fandom. Like, I'm going to be following Cam Scatterboo for the rest of his career. Hell, if he goes to Canada, I'm going to still check him out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, that dude's an absolute warrior. He deserves all the flowers he gets, man. I wish he would have got to New York. He was 5th in Heisman votings. Cam Ward's freaking quitting ass. They could have done without him quitting on his team in the second half. That's Bush League, but I digress a little bit. Cam Scatterboo, my tip of the cap, brought to you by Top Gun Rentals and Law Equipment.
Zay, I was waiting if this came down to, because they talked about it during the ball game right there, and I heard about it during the week. All the different things that Cam Scatterboot can do. It's like, man, if this comes down to, especially with the field goal problems that they're having, we're sitting here talking about Burt Auburn over on the other side. I mean, they're damn near as bad over there when they talked about all the different things right there. I'm like, man, if this comes down to a field goal, they may trot his ass out there to kick it. Hell, he's a punter at one time. He punted. So I'm like, hell, Scatterboo may come out and make the goddamn winning field goal in this game. I mean, all the different things that he did. Top Gun Rentals and Lawn Equipment. As the weather begins to change right here, our friends at Top Gun, they're there to help you tackle any job that you may have. They offer an extensive selection of rental equipment for everything from the small home projects that you may be doing there at your crib to large construction jobs. If you're a contractor that may be checking in right here and it's one of your first times and you don't know about Top Gun Rentals and Lawn Equipment, they've got the biggest brands right there. They've got Steel, Hustler, Toro, Walker, DeWalt, and more. Check them out today. Our main man, Brandon Mars, and his team, they will hook you up with whatever you need to get your job done, no matter the size of that job. They're Austin's #1 source for all your equipment rentals, sales, and supplies. It is Top Gun Rentals, and they've been doing it since 1996. 2 Austin area locations, one in Anderson Square up my way, and then you got the other one down south in Buda. They're there to take care of you. We'll shoot you straight. It is Top Gun Rentals and Lawn Equipment. Check them out at topgun.net, and they present our tip of the cap to them damn pesky-ass Arizona State. Man.
A feisty boy. Them boys are feisty. All right, time for the offensive play of the game, brought to you by Hat Creek Burger Company. Double R, I'll let you do the honors for starting us off here.
Zay, thank you, my man. And again, this was another one where I'm like waiting. I'm like, okay, when's it going to happen? You get to overtime, and all day long, I'm like, where is my man 85? Where's my man 85? Let's get him involved right here. And it happened fast. And again, like I was talking about earlier, I knew during the game where Gunnar Helm wasn't getting the looks, he wasn't getting the targets because hell, he needed to block. I mean, I think that's a big part of it right there. But and this goes back to like you were talking about with Quinn Ewers, to where it's like you want to doubt this dude, you want to be pissed off at this guy, you want to believe that he's not going to get your team to the next level. You want number 16 in the ball game, and then boom, here comes a Quinn Ewers pass in overtime to Gunnar Helm to really solidify and get you to the next round. And it, man, the connection of those two guys. And never more evident than on that play right there, because they really hadn't been in unison all day, it didn't seem like. I mean, they hadn't had the opportunity to do that. And then when you least expect it and you kind of focus your attention away, because you have to think that part of the game plan was going to be that Arizona State was going to be looking for Gunnar Helm to be a part of the game. He hadn't been. Boom, overtime, there it is. And punches that ticket to go to the Cotton Bowl. So I'm definitely going with that overtime play, 3-85. That will be my offensive play of the game.
Yeah, the game-winning touchdown, hell of a throw by Quinn Ewers. I got to go with the play right before that, 4th and 13. Matthew Golden on the double move. I think not only is that the offensive play of the game, I think that's the offensive play of the year, because your whole season comes down to that play. And on that drive, you have a play that almost gets intercepted. Then Cotravian Wisner goes nowhere. Then you have a check down to DeAndre Moore. It's 4th and 8. Your Outland and Lombardi award-winning offensive lineman gets called for a false start. You get moved back 5 yards. Now it's 4th and 13, and not too many calls you get on 4th and 13. And Brian Ward, he was incredible, defensive coordinator for Arizona State. I thought he was terrific all game long. He'll be shooting himself in the foot for that call probably for the rest of his life to blitz on that play. And the blitz was working the whole game. The blitz was getting to Quinn Ewers. He got sacked way too many times. And for Quinn Ewers to make that throw to Matthew Golden for the touchdown to tie that game up, that took some serious cojones there, man. That's, again, not only the offensive play of the game, that's the offensive play of the year. That if the Texans win the national championship, everybody will go back to that play and think about that play. So, again, salute to Quinn Ewers, salute to Matthew Golden, and salute to Steve Sarkisian. Steve Sarkisian did not have the best game play calling wise overall. But in that overtime, he was money. And his quarterback was money, and that's the reason why they're going to the AT&T Stadium to play in the Cotton Bowl against the Ohio State Buckeyes. So
34.
Yeah, 34-0 right now. Like, good grief, man. Absolutely bonkers. But yeah, I just thought, what a play. Again, Quinn Ewers, he gets so much crap, man. It gets exhausting, I'm sure, for him. But just as a Texas fan, a lot of Texas fans hate, a lot of fans that could care less about Texas. I just want to see Arch Manning in the game are out here hating for no reason. But Quinn Ewers keeps on playing, keeps his head up high, still believes in his faith, and goes out there and performs when he has to perform. Made a huge throw. Again, now Texas advances, and their national championship hopes are still in front of them. So, yeah, man, that's such a big play. That's the offensive play of the game, brought to you by Hat Creek Burger Company. Hat Creek Burger Company started as a food truck behind the Star Bar on West 6 back in 2008, and now we're in 2025, and they continue to grow all across Texas. If you're in Waco, Temple, San Antonio, Houston, Austin, or Dallas, like we will be next week for the Cotton Bowl, Texas Sports Unfiltered, then hit up Hat Creek Burger. They are always a good place for great food, great folks, great fun. It is that simple. So if you want their famous Hat Creek burgers, salads, nuggets, fries, shakes, check them out at any of the Hat Creek locations. Hat Creek Burger Company.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Double R, the defensive play of the game, brought to you by Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill. I will let you do the honors again, my guy.
My man, you know, I think it's like we saw it again this week, to where with this defense making plays and the fourth down stops. I mean, it's like, you know, usually when there's a team you support, I mean, whatever the case is, you know, you get down to a fourth and whatever situation, your team's on defense and the offense is going for it. And it's like, okay, you know, you get a little bit nervous. Man, I don't get nervous anymore, it seems like, on these fourth down and whatever situations, because usually what's happened, and again, it happened today in the third quarter where you had David Benda again. Here we hadn't talked about, I think I mentioned him once a while ago, but I mean, here's another big stop from David Benda on a 3rd and 2, I guess it was. I think it was 3rd and 2. Then you get to a 4th down and 2, and this is when you're 17-8. This is coming in after the safety, after everything that happened right there, and it's like, okay, you're starting to feel that momentum really begin to shift, which it really was, because the momentum was seriously shifting. But here comes the 4th and 2 play, and you got Vernon Broughton. I mean, again, another huge game for Vernon Broughton today. Yeah. You get Trey Moore, and they stuff another 4th down play. And to me, that wasn't one of those things to where it, you know, the momentum was kind of doing whatever it was doing right there. But that right there, I think a conversion right there from Arizona State, and I'm not sure we get to overtime at that point, because it really seemed that's when the shit was really starting to go down again. But again, this defense comes in, and another 4th down conversion right here. Pete Krakowski and this defense is just, I mean, they're just so massive, man. And you can, it's more likely that you're going to make a stop on 4th and 2 or 1, or whatever the case is, that we keep seeing from this Texas defense, to where usually when you look at analytics and shit on those kind of plays in a game, that you're not going to make the stop. This defense kind of debunks all of that with the big stops that they make right there. I give it to Broughton, and I give it to Trey Moore with a big 4th down stop in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, they had some big stops in the game, and them just getting worn down, especially in that 4th quarter, had a lot to do with Marcus Arroyo, offensive coordinator, and Kenny Dillingham's play calling. Again, 4th down, you get the halfback toss, Cam Scattaboo throws it for the touchdown. That's brutal. Like that's absolutely brutal. I mean, Maine Muhammad did get shook a little bit, but Kenny Dillingham and his coaching staff, they outcoached Steve Sarkisian and that coaching staff. They did. Absolutely. They did. Yep. They don't have the same Jims and the Joes that Texas does. So the X's and the O's have to be that much better to give your team a chance, and that's what they did. And they had a chance to win that game if it wasn't for the 4th and 13 touchdown. Excuse me. So that's just You can't get out coached by Ryan Day if you're Steve Sarkisian. I think it's going to come down to coaching in that game because both of those teams mirror each other a ton when it comes to roster and talent on both of those squads. So it'll be eager to see how that matchup goes. We got a lot of days to talk about it. But my defensive play of the game brought to you by Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill. Got to go back to the Andrew Mukuba interception.
Yep.
Because you got to think that, man, this Texas offense defense, they can't stop these guys. They're dead tired. Marcus Arroyo and Kenny Dillingham, they figured it out. They figured out how to just dissect these guys and break them down. And, hey, they're the ones in control of this game. So for Andrew Mukuba to stop all that on the interception and to finally read Sam Levitt and make a play on the ball, it just shows the discipline and the experience and the talent that a player like Andrew Mukuba has with the rest of this team. That, man, even though we're dead tired, we got to dig deep within and make a big play when need be. And that's exactly what Mukuba did. And he got the interception to seal the game. So huge play, huge moment in the game. That's why it's my defensive play of the game, brought to you by Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill. Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill is a place that takes you back to a simpler time. Comfortable, familiar, relaxed, and easygoing. Moonshine greets guests like family, serving up great cooking with an innovative take on classic American comfort foods. Moonshine menu satisfies even the big city taste. Our friends at Moonshine, they've been around for more than 20 years in the Austin area, and they want to thank all of you for y'all's support over the last 2 decades. So go see them for their fantastic dinner and go check out their terrific buffet. If you're looking for chicken and waffles or shrimp and grits, just the best type of Southern comfort food, Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill is the place to be. Go to both of their amazing locations, one downtown and one off of Avery Ranch. Check out moonshinegrill.com for more information to make a reservation. All right, Double R, the final word brought to you by Paul's Motor Works. Let us know about Paul's Motor Works before we get to the final word, though.
There it is right there. Got to talk about our man Paul and all his great folks out there providing complete foreign and domestic automotive repair in Austin since 2000. You notice a trend? We say it all the time here on the Postgame Show. When we start talking about all the different partners that we have right here, we're not talking about folks that have been doing business for a year, 6 months. We're talking about 2000, 1996. Our man Tom McKay back here since 1988. I mean, these are folks that not only do we endorse them, they're a part of our programming, but we truly believe in what they do because they do it so well. Specializing in BMW, Mini Coopers, Mercedes-Benz, Audis, Volkswagens, and Porsche. And not only that, they're at Paul's Motor Works. It's a lot more than that. If you got oil change stuff that you need done, oil and filter, brake work, whatever that is, they can do the very, I say easy. I can't do it, but it's easy to them. And they will take care of that for you right there. Don't trust your car to anyone because that's an investment that you're driving around right there. That's thousands of dollars that you have spent on that vehicle, and you rely on that to get you from here to there and everywhere else. Don't just trust that to anyone. Trust it to the people at Paul's Motor Works. Your search for a good mechanic is over. Go see our man Paul. It is Paul's Motor Works. They will take care of you, and they are always our proud sponsor of The Final Word. And I will go to you, Zay, as we get ready to wrap up another pregame show. Texas into the college football playoff semifinals for a second year in a row, my friend.
Yeah, man, as nerve-wracking that the game was, you still are advancing and going to the Final Four of the college football playoff, man. Like, think about where this program was during the Charlie Strong and Tom Herman era. You know, even though we've been a little harsh on Steve Sarkisian today, he still got his team to this point, and you got to salute him and this coaching staff for doing that. You got to salute Quinn Ewers for being poised and completing passes like he did on the 4th and 13 and leading this team with all the outside BS that you have to deal with. Quinn Ewers has been money. And I salute him for that. Even though some of the calls, not getting Jaden Blue the ball enough, the burnt Auburn situation is still very worrisome. You know, the pre-snap penalties are a problem. You're now going down for a lot of different injuries, from Isaiah Bond to Cam Williams. You know, Kelvin Banks goes down again. Mookie Taft goes down. Manny Muhammad. Just a lot of adversity that this Texas team is dealing with. And they're going to the Cotton Bowl, and your national championship goals are still in sight. Like, you're still dancing. If we're talking about basketball as a basketball term, like, you're still dancing. You're still able to play. There's a lot of schools that wish they were in the position that you are. Longhorn fans, I continue to tell you to cherish this season, bask in it, you know, relish it, because you don't get seasons like this very often. And it's been an absolute blast, even though it's been match stressful. This is why I do what I do here on Texas Sports Unfiltered. I love my job. I love talking to you folks. I love chopping it up with you, Double R, and the fact that I get to chop it up with the legendary Chip Brown every day. Like, it's just an honor and a blessing. So this team, man, one of my favorite Texas teams of all time, some of my favorite players, the 512 crew, and Mukuba, Barron, and Taft. Love those guys. Trey Moore has come along. Alfred Collins, another 512 area guy, has been terrific. Ethan Burke had a big game, another 512 guy. You know, Ant Hill, LaFowl. The list goes on, man. There's just so many different guys that are performing each and every week. Matthew Golden has made a buku amount of money this season. You know, it's just, this is what Texas football should be. You should always be in the college football playoff. If you're not, then it's a waste of a season. I don't care. You could be like the Oklahomas and get beat by Navy and stuff like that. They're down bad, very down bad. You know what I'm saying? Texas Tech getting blown out by Arkansas and stuff in that weak-ass bowl. You got Mike Elko gambling his life away in Las Vegas and then coming out and losing to the USC. Like, times are bad for some of the rivals around. And look where Texas is. It's a beautiful thing, Double R. Having a blast this season. 2024 was absolutely terrific. And we're starting off 2025 right, baby. Advancing, going to the Cotton Bowl, Jerry World, which it should be an absolute burnt orange out at that scenery. That's what it should be. Everybody should be packed in there, man. I saw somebody say tickets starting at $315. That's a little steep, but hey, screw it. Screw it. Pay it. You never know when you're going to get back to this point.
Yeah.
You know, you just never know. You're going to need all of that Texas energy when the Buckeyes come to town. Please believe me. So, yeah, very proud of this team. Very proud of the adversity that they keep on, you know, just stomping down. Like, that's what you got to do. You're going to get hit with adversity. It's tough. This is the first 12-team playoff. There's going to be a lot of hurt guys, a lot of guys in that cold tub these next few days. If I'm Steve Sarkisian, I'm giving you guys the next few days off. Thursday, Friday, off. We come back Saturday or something. I don't know what Sark's schedule like, but these guys' bodies, man, they're feeling it. You're feeling it this time of the year. This is the most games that you've ever played. Well, maybe some of these guys playing a lot of games back in high school, but that's still different. You know, playing college football, high class college football, high level, yes, very different. So, again, y'all, bask in this season, cherish it. It's been a hell of a ride, and the ride's still going, baby.
That's it. And that's the whole thing. I saw him talking today, you know, during the broadcast, where it's like, Arizona State travel well. Well, yeah, the fans went because they expected to lose.
Yeah. That's all they got.
Yeah, they expected it to be their last.
And they know next year probably ain't going to be like this. Like, this ain't normal territory for Arizona State. This is a party school. Like, this ain't the norm for them. So let's take advantage of the, you know, opportunities that they have, which don't come around very often.
That's exactly right. And it goes back to what you're saying here. The final word presented by Paul's Motorworks is look, yeah, man, you know, we've been talking about it. It seems like the last few games to where it's like you're winning ugly. I don't give a shit. You're winning. You're moving on. That's the whole thing. You're in the semifinals again. You're in the semifinals again. And if you've been here for any amount of time, you know, we talk about the Charlie Strong era. We talk about Tom Herman. We talk about all these different times. We talk about the end of the Mac Brown era to where things were just so bad. Everything was in oblivion. I mean, look, man, I'm glad to say that we're heading, that Texas is heading to the college football playoff on a game where Steve Sarkisian got out-coached by a young coach and essentially got beat by two, maybe three guys, because there were three guys that were making plays for Arizona State, and Texas still found a way to win, even though I will say when I thought that they weren't going to be able to make plays, they found ways to make plays. And for everybody else that is still going to look, this defense is solid. I think we know what we have right here. We have something really, really special right here. Buy into this quarterback, because you are going to win or lose with this quarterback, Zay, because people can shout from the rooftop, we need Arch in here, we need all this. Sarkisian is very loyal to this guy. This is going to be the guy, as he should be. This is going to be the guy that's going to take this team, whether it be to AT&T Stadium and losing or advancing. It's going to be on what number 3 does. And look, support him. Get out there, enjoy it, like Zay is talking about, because there aren't a lot of programs. Look, take a look at the landscape right now. What did Michigan do? Michigan, they won a couple of big games at the end of this year. They were the national champions last year. I know NIL. I know all the different things that we're dealing with right now. They weren't anywhere close to sniffing a college football playoff this year. Neither was Washington. Neither was Alabama. Hell, Alabama gets beat in a bowl game where they were playing one of those also ran bowl games. Texas is the only constant that you have. And you can blame it on money. You can blame it on whatever. It doesn't make a shit how it's happened. They are there again and on the cusp of getting to that ultimate goal. But this is where the fun's over, because like we've been talking about, the world famous Ohio State Buckeyes, woo, this is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a lot of fun, and it's in our backyard. It's in our backyard. It's at AT&T Stadium, allegedly, if everything stays the way it is, which I'm sure it is. It's just good to be a Longhorn fan right now. And if you're not excited about this, then I think you might need to check your pulse, because it's a really damn good time to be a Texas football fan.
Yeah, get Bevo in AT&T Stadium, damn it. It ain't a far trip. Let's say, come on, Jerry. Come on, don't be one of those, Jared. We know you're an Arkansas guy and you could be a hater. Like, Cowboys are down bad. We understand it. Do the right thing, Jerry. Let Bevo come up into the stadium. He might shit a little bit, but it's cool. We'll clean it up. We got to clean it up. It ain't like we're going to just leave it there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to clean it up. We'll have everything taken care of so Bevo's comfortable. And once the game's over, nothing's ruined or anything. Because fans, they be tripping.
His team's been shitting over there for how long?
Yeah.
The Cowboys been shitting over. Dak Prescott's been shitting over there for 8 years. Be all right.
Right.
They always get it cleaned up. They always get it cleaned up, Zay.
Hell yeah, man. The Longhorns get the dub 39-31 in double overtime in an absolute classic. Appreciate everybody rocking with us today on the Texas Sports Unfiltered post-game show. Regular schedule programming from tomorrow and Friday. Bucky and BK 8 to 10. Chaos Theory with Double R and Adam Wagner 10 to 11. Jordan Scruggs and Jeff Howe are jumping on from 11 to 12. Then you got Keenan Womack, Eric Henry taking you from noon to 1. Then you got myself and Shep Brown from 1 to 3 and the SEC Unfiltered guys to close it out. The best in the business, Texas Sports Unfiltered. If you haven't liked and subscribed, what the hell are you doing? Come on, man. It's 2025. Jump on the train. Jump on the ride, because nobody's doing it like us. Nobody's having as much fun as us. We're unfiltered for a reason. We say what we want. We have a good time. And, hey, that's what you want to do. That's what life's all about. Life is too short to not have a good time. So appreciate everybody. He is Double R Rodney Rodriguez. I am Zay Collier. Good looking out. Happy New Year. Y'all be cool.
Good morning.